Welcome to Throwing Up Bricks. I'm Steve, and this is the continuation of our Classic TV Series Batmobile build, episode number 7. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy 2025. When last we left on this build, we ended up finishing bag number 12. And today we'll start off for bag lucky number 13. So this is what we have so far. Majority of the car is assembled. We got a good bit of the frame, still got the top section to go, a little bit of the bottom trim looks like, wheels. A few labels left to go, just not too many, just a few. So let's get started. As always, we've got our builder app all queued up and ready to go. And while we're getting set up, I'd like to invite you to subscribe to the channel so that you can watch all of our build videos, shorts, and things that come out. Be sure to hit the thumbs up if you like builds like this. And notification bell on. That way you'll be notified every time one of our new videos comes out. I try to do a live build every Sunday. We skipped last week just because of the holidays. So we try to do one every Sunday. If we can't, we'll just pick up the next week. So appreciate you following along and hope you enjoy this build. If this is a build that you've done yourself, go ahead and leave a comment. Join the chat if you're watching the live. If you're watching after the fact, please leave a comment in the box. Thanks. Let's see how many of these we get through. Typically we'll build about an hour's worth, or until we get a good stopping point. So it looks like this bag we got a lot of the shiny black pieces. And if you've done any Lego build whatsoever, you know these get dirty pretty quick. Smudges from your fingers, and just generally oily, so they don't stay as shiny as they could. Which noticed on I believe it was on Disney Plus. We watched a Lego holiday special. It was a Star Wars special, and there was something in there. One of the scenes, they had a I think it was like a computer console, and it was the shiny black, but you could see a big old fingerprint on it. That's pretty accurate. So judging by all these black shiny pieces, we're doing a lot of trim in this bag. Alright, we got our bag all organized now, mostly by color, and we'll get started. 8 of these. So when you build your Lego, do you lay everything out ahead of time and get all organized, or you just go picking through the pile and find what you need as you go? Personally, I just like to see everything, know that I have the pieces. Alright, so we're going to be working on the back end trim here. Got the wrong pieces. Set up the wrong ones. Generally, if you're building something and you start thinking, well, that doesn't look right, it's because it's not right. That's where the builder app comes in kind of handy, because it's easier to move the pieces around and see what looks right, what doesn't. Paper instructions, you're not going to be able to do that, and they're always kind of hard to judge, for me anyways. And rather than spin this thing around to match the instructions, I can spin the instructions around if needed. So since we're starting the new year, we just had the big Lego release on January 1st. 180 something sets, new sets came out. That was pretty exciting. Anybody get anything that they absolutely wanted? We got a few sets in-house. I personally wasn't able to go shopping, but we got a few. We got the Lunar New Year Lucky Cat. We'll have a little, probably put out a little short of that one. It's a neat little set. I mean, there were so many releases, a lot of botanicals. So, did you get anything on your release day? If you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Anything that was sold out before you even got there? So I'm sure there were some lines. Still a few sets I'd like to go back and get. There was Da Vinci's flying machine. That one was interested me. That'd be a good one to just set out on the desk. Oh, red pieces on the front. Since we got most of the frame of the car built, get a lot of the cosmetic stuff on the outside done. It'll really start to resemble the Batmobile. As I mentioned before, there's 17 bags in this set. Currently on bag number 13. There are some extra pieces that aren't in the numbered bags, and they're the clear plastic pieces that were supposed to resemble glass that they get placed on pretty much last, kind of the canopies for the seating area and the windshield, rear window. So a few extra pieces in there, and then we have the nameplate decal and that to put on also. So a very substantial set. 76328 was the set number, and at the time of purchase, we got it on release weekend. It was $149. Which for a large set like this, it's really not as expensive as you would think. I believe the Back to the Future DeLorean that I got, it was $199. So you think of just the sheer amount of Lego involved, it's not a bad deal if you're a Batman fan. So go ahead and do it if you can find it. We tried to get it from the Lego.com on release day, and it was already back ordered. So they didn't have it at our local mall that has the official Lego store. So we ended up at a bricks and minifigs resale type store, and they had some. And they had them at the suggested retail price. There was $149, so I'm pleased with that. Glad they didn't mark it up. me. Really impressed with the details on this build, the contours, angles. They were able to really do a good job designing this thing. Just move these out of the way. You can see the hood of the car has these curved edges and this little corner thing. They carved out the little angles, contours. Gonna have, looks like just one extra piece on this one. So bag number 13, we had just the one little extra. Let's put that in the treasure chest. Now bag number 14. So as this build's coming towards its close, probably if we don't finish it today, we'll probably have one more episode of this build. If there's any build out there that you would like to see done, please throw a comment in the comments section and let us know. We'll do what we can to accommodate, as long as it makes financial sense, of course. Do a build along. If you want to build the set, we can work together to get this thing all set up. A lot of pieces in this one. This is bag number 14. Don't forget the little bag. Always check your bags, make sure you're not missing any pieces. It's already happened a couple times. A piece that think is lost is actually just sitting there inside the bag. And if you happen to hear anything that sounds either like a pig snorting in the background, that's just the dog sleeping, dreaming away about who knows what. But he seems happy. Okay, bag 14. Right, so we need a decal number 13. Sorry, decal number 17. The detectoscope. I always got to wonder from the practical side of things why one misplaced piece. I was saying why Batman would label all of his parts of his car. Like, this is where the gas comes out of. This is where the smoke comes out of. Somebody breaks into the Batmobile. They know exactly where everything is. I know it was just for the TV show. Now I can get this piece out of here. Lovely. So, attention to detail. And we'll see if we can just pry. Knock the bat phone over. Pry this out without having to completely dismantle anything. Let's see if we can take that's a bigger piece than you would think. Okay, so we're going to try something else. There we go. If your tool doesn't work as a tool, use another piece as a tool. There we go. Detectoscope is installed. Next is the Batarang. And the start button. Batmobile back in the 60s had a push button start, which seems to be kind of standard on cars today. Pretty advanced for back in the 60s. And the bat scanner. Everything's labeled. So was Batman worried he was getting Alzheimer's? He's having memory problems because of all the concussions he's gotten over the years. To label it all, just in case. Try to get those seated as best we can. Alright, it looks like these are the door handles. They even have little keyholes. Where did Batman keep his keys? I don't know that the Batsuit had pockets. I guess he kept it on his utility belt. Maybe he just didn't lock the doors. Who would be silly enough to steal the Batmobile? Though in the Batman Returns, the second Michael Keaton, then the Penguin. I don't know if they just broke into it. They didn't steal it. And he kind of hijacked it, from what I recall. I have to watch that movie again. With Danny DeVito playing the Penguin. remember that part of the movie when they remotely took control of the Batmobile because the Penguin was sitting in a miniature Batmobile, kind of like the little coin-operated machines you'd see out in front of the grocery store. It was an exact, like, miniaturized version of the Batmobile, and he's sitting there bouncing around. It was funny. Okay, we gotta make 10 of these. Just that, so do 10. And 10. These go all along the back. With 2 separating each piece. Like so. And we'll just repeat on the other side. And 10 of these. So it's just these 2 pieces snap together and then rotate down. Now there are a bunch of new sets coming out, I believe, in beginning of March. A lot of Formula One sets, smaller Formula One models. I believe they have one for every race team. Well, at least all the major race teams. So if you're into Formula One, be on the lookout for those. It'd be kind of fun to mount on the wall, get like a framed starting grid and have them all lined up like the starting line. Thought about doing that. That'd be a good way to mount them and display them. Otherwise, you'd have to have a lot of shelf space. All right, 10 of those. And they probably go in between the pieces that we already set up. Correct. Five on each side. build the trunk lid, the bat trunk. Batman goes swimming. Does he wear bat trunks? The bat speedo. Now, does that look right? No. Not right at all. A lot of styling just to go into a trunk lid. Okay, well, no extra pieces in that particular set, or that bag. Let's snap the trunk lid on there. Maybe. In there square, and there you have it, the trunk. Lift open the trunk and you get the mobile crime computer. Very cool. All right, 20 minutes left. Let's go to bag 15. Getting into the more decorative trim pieces. So it's definitely going to be an older crowd that knows the original Batman, or very big fans of just Batman in general. Seeing as how the TV series aired back in the 60s. So if you're just a general Batman fan, this is kind of neat. It's part of the history of the character. So not everybody's going to be into building this set for sure, but it's part of the pop culture. Growing up, I'd see reruns of the show. It was cheesy. It was campy, but I think it was very much like in the style of the comic books at the time. And I personally wasn't into the comic books growing up. That was my brother's thing, not mine. But the movies started coming out. I enjoyed those for sure. Alright, so there's bag 15. A few little odd pieces involved in this one, but should be interesting to see as you get into the more finished details what kind of things pop up. Such as that piece. I don't know, is that a antenna? The bat antenna? The bat compass. Decal number 13. Bat compass goes right in front of the driver. Batman. I don't think Robin ever got to drive the car. I wouldn't imagine anyways. Bat speaker. No, sorry, that's not a bat speaker. That's the detectoscope, the actual scope itself. And put the label on in the previous bag. So now we have the actual scope. different pieces. Ones on the back don't have the little side stud on them, they're just the smaller square. So builder app to the rescue. Oops. So I guess it doesn't matter if you put a 3 then a 2 or a 2 then a 3, but might as well do it as they have it in the instructions. Runaway piece. Just all sorts of wrong today. While we're here, we might as well try to get the bat phone back in its place. Hard to get into these tight spots. I have to take the steering wheel off. There we go. Try not to knock that over again. So building Lego seems to be a pretty good rainy day activity. In fact, it is raining here today. And if you got any Lego sets, either from release day on the 1st, or if you got a few sets for Christmas, which, judging by what I've seen on social media, there's some kids that are very lucky, very fortunate to all the sets that they got. Rainy day at home, or snowy, icy, depending on what part of the country you're in. Good day to start building a Lego. Big set like this one could occupy a whole lot of time. helps if you install it right side up. Alright, so we got the overhead panel. It's got a little handle on it for who knows what kind of device. The ejection seat. Yeah, I don't remember. Did Batmobile have ejection seats? This particular one? And a few more decals. The emergency bat turn lever. So that's what that handle is. Emergency bat turn lever. Under what circumstances you are going to pull the emergency bat turn lever. Four. Four of those. Four of these. Okay. Time to make the bat light, like a big police light that would be on top of the old police cars. So you remember they didn't have LEDs back then, so they had to use bigger light bulbs, mechanical or electric motors to turn the thing we go. Big red light on top. Now it's time for the glass, which is actually just plastic. So those came in these little paper packages. Which I believe are compostable. Each one individually so that they didn't get scratched. Open it up. So 4 of these little pouches down there in the bottom of the box, and they go on here. Longer ones go in the back windows and the shorter ones go in the front. So that means the interior portion of this build is finished. Put on a few little final cosmetic touches on the outside. This build is coming closer to being done. Make 2 of these, whatever they are. More lights. Always gotta drop a piece on the floor. And they're a teeny little piece. That wasn't the piece. Lovely. You know you're building too much Lego when you drop a piece on the floor. Think you find it, but you found a piece that you lost from another set. Alright. Well, since that's towards the end of this bag, we're just gonna pretend that it's on there. So the next time you see it, we'll have it all set up. After we get an extra red, maybe we'll just put a red light on it. But for now, we'll just set that on there without the light. And that's the end of bag number 15. Just past the hour on this live build. So we'll go ahead and stop it there. Bag 16 and 17 left to go on the Classic TV Series Batmobile, set number 76328. Thanks for watching. We'll try to be back next Sunday with another live build that will close this one out. Once again, we invite you to subscribe to the channel so that you can watch all the builds that we happen to do, big and small. Notification bell on so that you're notified every time a new video gets posted. Happy New Year. Thanks for watching. And until next time, happy building.